Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't think the camera is fully centered. Let's show some music. In before Discgates, can't stick around because I got a lot of work to do today, but just wanted to say I'm glad you're doing better. Thanks, man. I am recording this too, and I don't know how long I'm going to keep this stream going for. I actually just wanted to be here as a chance for anyone to just kind of ask questions. If they had questions, maybe people don't have questions. I don't know. And if people don't have questions, I might just kind of shoot from the hip and just kind of like talk about what's going on in my head around it all. So this is probably going to be the layout for it all. This was the intermission layout that I had for a while. So I just have to make sure not to play copyright music. I do want to. Does anyone have like a good stream beats, or like you have one question? When did I get genetics are great, aren't they? Actually, I do have this fun story to tell. I shaved off my goatee yesterday because so my mom like shaved off my neck hair, and like she has like we have just have like a razor. So whenever she shaved off neck hair, she takes off like the plastic headpiece, which is like the part that like gets adjusted whenever you're like adjusting like the size of like the shave. And so I didn't realize it was still off, so I went to go shave, and then I just took a massive chunk off of my beard, and I was like, well, I guess I gotta commit now, and holding off. Any video game music is good for stream. Look up Nintendo music compilation on YouTube. Okay. Nintendo music compilation. Yet another 75 minutes of relaxing and calming Nintendo music. Let's try this instead. No, actually. Warm, relaxing jazz, cozy music. Yeah, sure. Dipping out. Take care, buddy. I got a nice decaf. We picked up this. I picked up this really nice hard plastic. It's still too hot. It's decaf tea though, so. I want to show you all a gadget that I got recently. Let's take out. It's the Remarkable 2. It's like the e-ink stuff. So you can like, you know, write on it and then you can erase it. I don't know how clear that is to see on the thing. This thing has been great though. Alright, I'm just gonna kind of like, I'm gonna go about this the way I wanted to go about it. Let me know if the music is too loud or anything, by the way, because I kind of want to actually wait. I can adjust it lower on my end because I want it like super duper in the background. But if you guys want it a bit louder, let me know because I can adjust it on my own. So like my intentions for this video is so I recorded that video on the 15th of January, and it was kind of like in the middle but also mostly in like the height of what I would kind of consider the biggest like like mental health crash I ever experienced in my life. It was wild, man. I genuinely like, you know, like when you get sick and you're sick for like so long that you forget what it feels like to be well. That's what happened to me. Like I rewatched the video like a little bit, and I actually couldn't rewatch it. It actually was like, it was really painful to watch. to watch that video. But there was a part of it where it like, I remember I said, like I don't feel happy, and that's exactly what happened. In fact, actually, Spencer, you might like, I'm kind of glad you're here, because it kind of helps me kind of highlight a few things, like even back when like you, me, and Brown tried to play Monster Hunter again. I kid you not. I couldn't enjoy. I actually couldn't enjoy. I'm back now, by the way. Like, it's great. You said, like, I'm having like you know those like really from the belly like good fucking laughs we had. Like, remember that time the good old Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate Brachydios running man? Remember that? Like that kind of fucking like out of our fucking goddamn minds laughter. I couldn't do it. It just wasn't there. And that's what I'm kind of hoping. I don't know if it'll, I don't have like a real structured plan. I'm really just like shooting from the hip and just kind of like speaking like my mind and experiences about this. And my hope is that someone out there will find this stream or the video that comes afterwards and gain the perspective of someone who went down that fucking dark ass hole and came out of it. And so I just basically want to use this as a chance to share what the path of getting out of it looked like for me. And my hope is that it might be relatable in some way to anyone else watching this video. That's kind of like my aim. And then also to any of my like really close friends whom I've met online, to like kind of, you know, I guess shed a bit of light, because it was very clear to like pretty much everyone that like that I was like in really bad shape. So yeah. Are you able to hear the music okay, Spencer? Is it like at a decent volume, like non-intrusive? Cool. Thank you. Okay, so that marks off the intentions of the video, so I can cross that off my little thing here. Oh yeah, okay. So one of the first little notes I have here is to talk about what I believe kind of led to it. And a lot of this had to do with when working from home kind of first kicked off, and kind of like the boundaries that I felt that got kind of broken down around that. And I want to be very specific, by the way. I'm only talking about how I felt like I got into the state that I got into. I'm going to respect that anyone watching this, if you're having mental health problems, your gateway into that is likely going to be different than mine. So please keep that in mind. But I encourage you also to like it's a very healthy exercise to go back and to dig through it when you feel like you're strong enough. And when I say strong enough, I'll actually explain a little later what I mean by strong enough. There's a really great video I watched from Healthy Gamer GG. You might know him as Dr. K. He did a really great interview with Pirate Software, the guy who created Pirate Software. You might know him as Tor, the guy who's making the game Heartbound. They had one of the most amazing conversations ever, and I talk a lot about things in there that I might touch on a little bit in this video myself. For a limited understanding, if you really want an in-depth understanding, go to that video. They did a second one. I haven't watched the second interview yet, but the first one was one of the most amazing videos I've ever watched in my life. Right, so for me, it all kind of really kicked off kind of when, COVID work from home happened. And here's kind of like why I believe that was kind of like the instigator for all of this. So before working from home was like a standard thing. So we'll just say pre-COVID here. The boundaries between work and life were very clear. But aside from the boundaries between them, what it meant to be at work and what it meant to be at home were also different things than they are today. So, take for example, it's a Wednesday evening, or midday. I'm doing some coding. Maybe I put up a code review, right? And then I shoot that out, check a couple of emails, check a couple of messages. Go through a couple of remedial stuff, check some documentation, all that jazz. Then I find myself with, it's there's a little bit of downtime. Code review still happening. There's other work I want to do, but it doesn't make sense to do it yet because maybe you're waiting on someone else to do something, or you need to do that work with someone who's like busy at the moment, or maybe they're not in today. Whatever that might be. So, what I'd be like, okay, well, what do I do? I might get up and go for a walk. I might go outside. I might grab a coffee. I might have an idea that I've been like wanting to have the time to draft out. Maybe there's a enhancement I want to make to the product. I might go grab a meeting room and sit down and go to a whiteboard, or be like, what, I'd love to draw out this thing or whatever. And I might go do that. And then, maybe we'll call this guy Tom. Tom walks by the meeting room and say, hey, Tom, if you have a minute, by the way, I'm drawing out this idea for something. Tom might say, oh yeah, what, give me like 5 minutes there. I'm just going to check my emails and I'll come back to you. And then we'll go in that room and we hash out a cool idea. And he might say, you know what, Dave over there from freaking this other team, he's really good at this stuff. Might be good to chat with him. It's like, cool, I'll do that. You know what, it's been like half an hour now. I'm going to check in back on my code review there. Bam, do that. Fine. All right, now, working from home. I'm sitting down here at my desk. I'm working from home. I do all that same thing, shoot stuff up for code review. I have a bit of downtime. What did I do in the early days? I fucking booted up my computer and played Rocket League. And even if I didn't do that and I wanted to do all that stuff with the whiteboard stuff, I didn't have a whiteboard. Let's say I did. Grabbing a colleague, I had to make the conscious effort to go grab that guy. The drive-by stuff never happened anymore. And that's what I started to notice, is that I started to build really poor habits. But outside of building the really poor habits, the standards of communication just started to like change, and how people interacted. But it was very easy for people to just go an entire day. I went an entire week one time without chatting with one of the guys from work. Like, didn't hear his voice for an entire week because he'd be in a call and he'd just be silent. And I just never chatted with him. So, what does that mean for mental health? Well, just general social interactions. But also the poor decisions I made, because when I would play games in the middle of my lunch, it got really difficult for me to stay in the standard workflow. I would be switching between, home and work more frequently at like the incorrect times, and keeping my mind on the job was a lot harder to do. And I didn't realize that at the start. At the start, I thought, this is great. And at the start, it didn't really affect. It wasn't until very, very long, and I built up this bad habit, that I started to really notice the the problems it was causing. And that slowly started to like kind of chip away at me. The interactions, they weren't as good anymore. The conversations were way more asynchronous. You would shoot out a message, someone might read it, maybe not get back to you. Like the kind of feedback, it just didn't happen as fluidly or as naturally. But then also, working from home became the norm and working from the office became the exception. And even when people started to do the return to office stuff, it was a lot better. But even like it's never ever going to go back to the way it was, unless everyone has to 100% come into the office all the time. And even then the nature of the work is never gonna like feel the same again. So I started to notice over time that like I was just feeling a lot, like just gradually feeling a lot more crappy. Just I couldn't figure out why. Yeah. And then that's where the boundaries come in. Like those boundaries were clear. When I went home, I completely switched off from my work, and all of the time I spent at home doing non-work things, playing Monster Hunter, they were more rich as well. Like those moments were more rich, but they became less rich because, and that was me. I partaked in playing Rocket League, playing Monster Hunter, sometimes on my work hours because there would be a bit of downtime, and it was just easy for me to switch a few buttons and do that. And it was just not a good idea. But I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't understand at the time the boundaries that were being broken as a result of this. So I try to share this perspective sometimes with we have an intern in our job who, like, he's joined the team working from home. Now he comes into the office a lot, and I try to make my effort to come in at the day season too. Because you just can't build that same level of camaraderie via Zoom with a remote team. You just can't. Okay, well, in the way that I enjoy it, is I'll reframe. I working from home has brought a myriad of benefits and has allowed many people from all walks of life across the globe to go for jobs that they would not have otherwise been able to do. And from that angle, superb, like really, really superb. So I want to emphasize again that what I'm talking about with this is really like my take and like what it meant to me. And hopefully that if that's relatable to you, great. If it's not, also fine. All right, we're going to take just 5 minutes to sit down, and if anyone has questions, thoughts, whatever, I'm going to finish my tea, but give my mind a second to cool down. Get the cameras inverted. Turn the music up for myself a little bit. Yo, Cucumber. Hey man, good to see you. I'm doing well, thanks. I've definitely been worse. Definitely been worse. You're likely going to get to it, but when did you finally notice you were getting out of the hole? I don't think I actually noticed it. But odd as that is, I don't think I noticed the climbing. I think like when I was I had a very euphoric moment, and it happened when I was on my holiday in Stromboli. I'm definitely going to talk about that because that was pretty substantial what happened there. A moment that happened when I was there that like affirmed to me that I'd have been out of it. I miss you too, Cucumber. I might try to stream more, but I just, heads up, there's never going to be a schedule. I'm just going to flick that button on whenever the fuck I feel like it. For Monster Hunter or some other things, I want to finish the Metroid Prime Remastered HUDless run. Might do a stream of that tomorrow. It's been a little interesting. So we got a dog. Nora is her name. And she's in heat at the moment. She's coming on 9 months. She'll be 9 months old at the end of this month. But she's in heat. And it's going to be like that until about the 13th of July. Oh, man. So that's like 1, 2... Yeah, about three more weeks. I was actually recently referencing y'all's stupid GOG run. What was that? Was that the one when we got Psycho to MR999? Was that one? I think that's the only GOG Mazios like stupid thing we ever did. I forgot what we did in that video. The barrel bomb didn't fucking hell. We did nothing but use barrel bomb. Oh, that's funny, dude. The artillery. Oh, that's funny, dude. All right. Actually, funny thing is that the Stromboli stuff is next on my list of like talking points. Though actually, funny enough, I don't think I should go in that order. I think I should mention the significance of Nora, like what that meant. So we picked up Nora in at the end of November. She was actually originally supposed to be a birthday present for my mom. But we got her, and I remember, dude, multiple days of like early days of having her, we like thinking like, what the fuck did we get ourselves into? Y'all know it. Like, people buy a puppy thinking it's going to be the best thing in their lives, and it does end up being that if you actually persist through it like we did. It does end up actually being that. But y'all know, you get the high and then you get the low and then you get the high again, and we're in that like high moment, which is great. But it was a responsibility to train her, you know. And aside from buying all stuff, really the training was the most significant bit. And I remember one day in the early days of having her, I was walking her in the park, and I wish I could meet the man again who did this, but yeah, the man out there who told me about Esther from Top Barks. Top Barks is a like canine, like, you know, training, play dates, all this stuff. And so we brought Nora, me and my mom, we brought her. We were both skeptical, but we did it. We did, and you could see Nora responding to the training. And it was at that moment where we were like, this actually is going to work. Like, and it was in doing the training with her, which I think was kind of like what initially started to bring me out of everything. Now, I'm going to actually pause this point for a second because I realized I forgot to mention one really significant thing here. So I talked about like there was the working from home stuff that kind of contributed to kind of like chipping away at my like mental health, and I'll just have to went about that. But that only chipped away. That wasn't really what caused it all to happen. what caused it all to happen was actually an event at work, but also it was kind of a combination of things. So, the job I have right now is a job that I joined in kind of following a manager from my previous job. Because I really liked working with this guy. So we worked together when I was in McAfee. He left to go here. A year later, I joined him again because I really liked working with him. So about a year into the job, maybe even less, he left again. And it was fine. I was kind of thinking to myself, I can't kind of follow this guy forever. I kind of need to find my own path. So I stayed. I think it was only like a week or two after he had left that an event kind of happened at work. And I'm being very very like, you know, I guess it's ambiguous, the word? I think it is. About, because like it's not worth getting into the event, like the specifics of the event. All I remember what happened was that it was something that I kind of at the time felt that like that I mishandled, right? And so my mental health was kind of already like in a bit of a like not great state, but I was fine. This and what happened with this event, and the way I like to visualize this is like imagine like someone at a circus on a tightrope, right? And, you know, they're doing the tightrope thing, but they have a net below them. I fell from that tightrope, and there was no net. So imagine this fragile mind being chipped away, and then like glass shattering on the ground, basically, is how it felt. And it was that event at work that kind of really, really, really spiraled me down. And in the middle of all that, by the way, I got a promotion. I had been gunning for a promotion that was kind of cooking in the background, and I got told I got it in the middle of all of this. And I just remember it making me feel way worse because I was not mentally ready to handle the additional responsibilities that it entailed, and it actually just made it worse. Oh. Okay. I forgot to bring my bin back up. Right, I'll get back to Nora. So really, it was in doing the training with Nora that kind of like, it was not nice. Like, imagine getting a promotion and just thinking to yourself, please fucking no. It was such a weird experience, and everyone saw that I was being really like down on myself. And they thought at the time that it was a nice thing. They were cheering me up, you know, and I couldn't figure out how to convey it to people. It was such a bizarre, unique, like just way to be. I couldn't explain it. So really, all the stuff that happened with Nora, all the training, going out, taking her for walks, all the new people that I met, all the new things that I did. I think the time I went to Ballymaloe, a place called Ballymaloe, there was a dog's day out. I remember bringing Nora there, and I think that was like one of the first moments where I was going out, I was doing something, and I was enjoying myself. I didn't really realize it happening at the time, but like I didn't give it, like I wasn't thinking to myself, wait, I'm actually having fun. I just was having fun. And it was such like, it's like even outside of that, like I realized I've actually skipped over a couple of things that happened, but to be honest with you, I don't think they're like really all that important. I could talk about, like, you know, some of the things that happened with my therapist, but I'm going to choose not to talk about that. Just, you know, they have their confidentiality, and I think I'm just going to respect it even on my end. So, but yeah, like I was having fun. I was enjoying training her. I was just enjoying being around her and seeing her grow up and seeing her like actually like do the things and all the effort put in pay off. It just like that no doubt helped. So actually, for anyone here who's not seen photos of Nora, I'm actually just gonna point you to my Instagram page. I'll link my Instagram. There we go. And you'll see a bunch of like little clips and stuff of Nora on that. And you'll see it kind of like a little bit through like a timeline as well. But yeah. Right, I'm gonna take a moment to pause there again. I'm mostly doing these pauses for myself. Just because like as much as I've like gone forward from all of this, it's still very tiring to talk about. Hell yeah. I got it. I got a new keyboard recently, by the way. Thanks, it's some Logitech, like really like low profile, light speed one. It does Bluetooth as well, but it's just a really solid. I like the feel. Like it's not mechanical, but I don't know how to explain it. It's just like it just hits the right like middle ground for me. I have it turned off right now. It's while I'm doing that, but like you can turn it on. It's got like lights and stuff. But I like this whenever like I need to like move stuff away and like clear desk space and stuff. Yeah, no, Logitech does really good stuff. Like, I don't use their mouse. I do still have like this Razer mouse, but like I've gone wireless with most things except for the headphones. I've tried wireless headphones, and just like these headphones are just like they're too good. And I have these headphones like plugged into a DAC, so like I can like independently adjust the volume. This thing actually has a volume wheel. I haven't tried the volume wheel yet. Oh. Yeah, those are independent, so. Dude, I love a keyboard with a good volume wheel. It's one of those quality of life things. Okay. Let's talk about Stromboli, shall we? So, in the middle of like all of this happening, my parents also kind of saw that I was in a really like, I was in a hole basically. I actually think I have a photo. I'm gonna show you guys a photo if I can find it. It was a time when I had a conversation with my dad. And I was kind of telling him like, you know, I was explaining to him just kind of like what the heck was going on with me. We chatted, and then like, you know, he you know, freaking handed me a beer and everything, just like sat down with me. It was a lovely moment. But Nora was sitting next to me at the time on the couch as well, and I remember he took a picture of me and her. But I remember just the absolute look on my face. I looked at myself and I was like, fucking hell. Like, I remember looking back at it recently and being like, I don't look well. I think it's worth actually showing that photo. It should be a little further up here now. No, maybe I deleted it. No. No, I might not have it. Okay. Maybe I moved it off. Oh well. I'm gonna try to do my best to talk about the stuff that happened with Stromboli. With respect to the fact that I think I have it here anyway. Yeah. Okay. So, this book. My mom got me this book. She got me this book when she saw that I was in a real bind. Now my uncle, who is unfortunately no longer with us, he went on the retreats that this guy organizes. John C. Parkin. John C. Parkin organizes retreats to Stromboli. It was on this retreat. Well, actually, let me rewind. I had a call with him. We chatted for about 2 hours, and this happened like at the start of the year, probably like early February. And he seemed to think that it would be of benefit to me. He was absolutely right. And so the point about the retreat is to learn how to be seriously relaxed, and it's to key into what he feels, or like his like view on the importance of relaxation. When you get a little scientific about it, he talks about the difference between being in the left side of your brain, which is the brain that's like it's most active when you're in sympathetic mode, versus parasympathetic mode. Parasympathetic is more right brain activity, and that's typically when you're like sleeping. Sympathetic is more like, you know, you're running from an animal that's trying to kill you. That kind of stuff. There's way more you can go into it when it comes to like neuroscience and all that stuff, and this might be where I talk a little bit about this stuff I mentioned about like Dr. K. And I want to be clear to like none of this was like, you know, we were all sitting around the place, but it was not like, you know, oh, everyone now sit down and do your meditations and think about life. It was actually one of the most like honestly chill times I've ever had in my life, with a group of really fucking chill people, all of which had their own sets of problems that they were hoping to come to peace with by going on this retreat, which you went to an island called Stromboli, and it is the most beautiful place I have ever been to on this planet. And I just want to go back there, to be honest with you. There's a video I put up on my YouTube channel recently, which is a one where I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I propped up my camera against a pole, and I recorded the sun rising. I did that twice actually. I think after the stream I'll upload the other one. And it was just like the room I had was like right outside, like one of the coast. Like you could just hear the waves, like the waves you heard crashing in that video. I heard that every night as I went to bed for five nights. It was the most relaxing scenario, like a situation I've ever been in my entire life. It was magical. Me and a guy who was there, Tom was from New York. We both actually hiked up the mountain. It was about 2 hours hiking up. I might actually show you guys a screenshot of this, because I have it on my Strava. I recorded the walk up and down. Yeah, here we go. Can I share this? I don't want to save it, but I just want to share it. Share. That was 2 p.m. I'll copy the link. I'm gonna send this link on Discord. I'll DM it to you, Spencer, so I can access it easier. Whoa. I just wanted to take a picture of it. Actually, I suppose I can do a browser thing here. One sec. Add. Window capture. Chrome. There it is. Whoa. Minimize a bit of this here. But yeah, you guys can see the this is where we went. So we started down here. This is where the hotel was, down here. Can I make this full screen? I don't know. Then you go all the way up here. The GPS is a little fucky, as you can see. But you went all the way, you swirled up, curved up the mountain, and you got here. I think when you get, oh yeah, that's the cafe that used to be there. You climb all the way up here. I didn't actually know that Pat was there. This is where I stopped, and you can kind of see this is like the volcano is like erupting from like up here and coming down this side. But yeah. Yeah, no, it was really cool. And so, like, a lot of what we learned a lot of the, like, different breathing techniques and stuff. I might actually do one of them on the stream because I haven't done one on today. It's just called the 5-5. You do 5 minutes of breathing in for 5 seconds and breathing out for 5 seconds, and it's like a really fucking calming thing to do. There was a bunch of different like Tai Chi things called Qigong that we did that are incredibly simple movements, but honestly, I do them and I just feel really fucking good when I do them. They're just simple yet effective things. There was a whole more slew of things that we did, and to be honest with you, like, doing the stuff at home does not have the same effect as when I did it on Stromboli with the group of people who I met there. And it was one of just the most magical trips I've ever done in my entire life. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I can't do it justice with words. what it meant to be on that island, what it meant to be with that group of people, and experience the things I experienced over there. It was truly magical. But even before going there, I actually kind of felt like I was kind of okay. And I only got better while I was there on that island. It only got better. And so what happened to me, the affirmation I got that I felt like I had actually like recovered from all of this was just one day, one of the evenings after we had done our sessions, we all sat around like this, like just circle table. We had like mojitos at like an hour before dinner. And I was sitting next to John, the guy who organized. He's such a lovely guy, by the way. Like, just one of the best characters I've ever chatted with in my life. And I can't remember why. We were like looking at the mojito. We both got a mojito, and his one was darker than mine. So we were doing like, does this have like, you know, more alcohol or whatever? And I just took a little sip of it. And I just like, I can't even remember what I said, by the way. I just started laughing. Like, I couldn't explain. I just burst into just like indescribable laughter, tears running down my face. Laughter. My sides were sore. My chest was constantly going. And then I started crying more because I realized I was laughing. I laughed, cried, and then cried again because I was so happy that I was laughing and crying that I started crying more. And it was one of the most euphoric moments of my life. It was insane. I remember I like after dinner I went back to my room and just absolutely fucking collapsed on my bed. Like I just it was the moment where I realized I was back. And I had a great affirmation about it from everyone else that like there was nights before where I was hanging outside my room with two others. I'm deliberately not naming people, by the way. And one person there, she came over and she overheard the I was sharing this conversation. What I'm sharing with you guys, I was sharing this conversation with John the following day. And one of them came over to me and said, "Hey, listen, I couldn't help but overhear that you were like talking about like, you know, you're laughing." And she said that like I think you have a great laugh. And she thought I was talking like down about it, and I explained to her, but like she said she really liked my laugh. And that just made it even better. Like that just made it even better. I've never had anyone tell me to my face that they love my laugh. My dry bread. Hey, dude. Welcome. I'm doing great. This whole thing is recorded. So if you're looking at this and you watched the other video. Okay. You just kind of came here probably at the tail end of all the conversation, but don't worry. This is all recorded. I'm going to put this on YouTube as well. This follow-up. So yeah, that was kind of like that's kind of it, really. I'm happy. There's some great things coming forward in my life at the moment. Things I'm very deliberately not talking about because I want to wait until they're solidified. Nora is great. I've gone from feeling like I was behind on life, and feeling I've gone away from the feeling of being behind on life and the feeling of like, oh crap, I'm still living with my parents at 32. I to flip that around to, I have strengthened my relationship with my parents. I've strengthened my relationship with my colleagues and my friends. And I'm excited for life again. If you're watching this and, you know, maybe what my story isn't relatable to you, fine. What I wanted to do today is to just kind of share a bit of insight for someone who went into their first experience of a depths of depression and came out of it. And if you're out there struggling, I'm sorry. I would love to give you advice, but know that it's possible. It's possible. Thanks, Cucumber. Thanks, Joybread. Appreciate it. How have you been, Midrai? Like, how's your life? I'm glad. Oh, I bought a Steam Deck OLED recently, by the way. I sold stocks at work to get the money to buy it. So that's coming. That's coming. That's sometime next week, actually, hopefully. It's funny when you buy it through Steam, it comes in and it represents it as if you bought a game, but there's like no package tracking. At least I can't find it. If anyone knows if there's package tracking on Steam Deck OLED, because I bought it in the Steam app, but I haven't got any updates yet. To be fair, I only bought it on Thursday, so. It was ag anyway. Yeah, I can imagine. I forgot I got a friend request from this person. So I've kind of talked about pretty much everything I want to talk about. I'm happy to hang around and either answer questions or just hang out with you guys for a little bit longer. I'll also mention that my excitement about Metroid Prime 4 when that got announced I kind of got a delayed excitement about it. It was very weird. I'm like looking at the trailers now and I'm now getting kind of pumped about it. I don't know. I think like when the trailer got dropped, it was kind of like I just got back from holidays. I just got thrown back into work, and I almost didn't like have enough time to process the fact that that like happened. But I'm very excited about it. Like the trailer looks amazing. Everyone's doing all these crazy analyses and stuff like that. I'm completely ignoring all of them. I'm just gonna play the game. Yeah, that warms my heart. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you guys one thing. I've been doing the stream of the HUDless run of Metroid Prime, but I thought about just like recording it instead and just chucking it up on YouTube. Like just doing like kind of what I did, like, you know, with Metroid Dread, but just doing the HUDless hard mode as like as kind of like a walkthrough kind of style thing. I don't know if that would be better or not. I keep like going through it with the stream and not coming back to it. I don't know. Twitch says I've been following since 2012. Christ. Oh man. Not a helpful answer, but either one is fine by me. Yeah, that's not helpful. It feels impossible that it was 2012. I still remember when. Oh, dude, yeah, the interviews. Man. Yo, Drybird, we should like. I don't know what you would call it, but like, it might be cool to just like, if you ever felt up for it, like I don't know, we pick like a video topic, or we pick like a game, or we do something. We just have like a back and forth like panelist style conversation. I don't know. I just like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that would be fun. Actually, it's funny you mentioned the last interview, because like I went back over my videos and I saw like the old like artwork I used to have for that. I think if I brought back that series, actually, like it was very structured at the time. I remember it was very, very, very structured, and that was the only way I kind of like felt comfortable doing it. I think nowadays, if I did it, I would be very freeform. I would do it almost like, if you guys know, there's make fun shit. Hell yeah. I'll try to think about like a way to like frame, like kind of frame that. But I'll just like, I love just kind of like coming up with random shit. Like we just throw like we just throw questions at each other and see like how where the conversations goes. There's a guy, Tommy Tiernan. He has a show called The Tommy Tiernan Show, and he never knows who he's going to talk with. So every single time it's just like, today you're going to talk with I don't know, Robbie Williams for some reason, or you're just going to talk with some randomer who you don't know the name of, but it turns out he has a really interesting story to tell. It's a fantastic format for a show. You never know what's going to be said, and it's just you're super engaged. Do I have you on Discord? I waved. Well, I just got 2 wisdom teeth ripped out yesterday. Oh shit. Hope you're doing okay, man. Like, all right. I hope this video is still on your YouTube channel, the driver. But I'm gonna bring up the video of yours. The video of yours, by the way, that was always my favorite to watch. Let's see, what was it called again? No, yeah, dude, it was like, I won't lie to you. By the way, it was like. It was like this 1 or 2 videos. I have to try. I'm not gonna ask you. I'm gonna remember the name of it. What was it? It was I gotta go onto your channel. No, it was like, Spencer, do you know what I'm talking about? It was like, I'm gonna give a hint. Madriba might want to talk about now. It's like, oh, was that it? Yeah, I found it. I found it. Hang on, I'm gonna pause. We gotta pause the music. We gotta pause the music. We pause the music. Yeah, I found it.
I only put 20.
Shit. No, don't play the audio. I might have just given it away. Okay, we're gonna watch this video. I gotta crop it first. Can I crop it in secrecy? Okay, if you know what the two, actually you link me the two videos you're thinking about, Spencer, if you find them, because you might have one that I'm not thinking about, but one of the ones you're thinking about might be the one that I have right here. Give me I'm just gonna full screen out of this monitor. This is gonna look weird, by the way. Avert your eyes for a moment, and I'll tell you when to unavert. Okay. I'm just gonna have this be like this. This is very silly. Okay. Okay. Re-engage eyes.
I can only put 25 details on Steve.
Yeah. I'm a fucking jackass following me.
I'm not a jackass. I'm your buddy Steve.
Your buddy Steve.
I'm not following
I
you.
a jackass. He said, I'm not a jackass. I'm your friend Steve.
I'm not following you. You've got a magnet in your pants.
I'll put this. We're watching this. Oh, really?
Wardrobe. Follow the map and you'll find it. Press F and there you go.
Human centipede!
Jason.
Jason!
Jason.
To keep the
Jason!
two assholes out of your penis. Nail point just said on chat.
Nail point exists.
I'm
gonna find
find
nail point.
For viewers at home, we've been looking for nail point for like an hour.
Yeah. I don't know why. We just kind of... Nail Point keeps talking about how Nail Point is high and is so cool because of it. And thus, we want to find Nail Point just to call Nail Point a cunt. Hey, I'm not on his leg. I'm on his ear. Nibble it.
We just want to find him so we can call him. Oh my god, dude.
There's a hand in my... Nail Point moved! Nail Point, we've been looking for you! Nail Point, don't run! We're looking for you! Nail Point, can you hear me better from down here? Oh, man.
That's not very nice.
Oh!
Oh, man.
Oh,
He's really bringing the white man down today.
don't let him get away.
Oh my god, you have the perfect voice for this. You can hear us. Nail Point. I was reading what you were saying in the chat before about being stoned, and we've been looking for you for like an hour because we just wanted to tell you that you're a massive cunt. That you're 12-year-olds and you're trying to be cool on a video game that no one takes seriously. So we just wanted you to
Mission
know
accomplished.
you're a cunt. Thank you very much for listening. I had fun. Did you have fun, Joe?
I had a
I
bit
had fun.
of fun.
I had fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun too.
Spencer, did you have fun? Cucumber? I had fun. I had fun.
So I hope you have a really nice day, and your beard is dorky.
Bye.
Bye. Jason!
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 I have a question to ask all your viewers.
What is the question?
What kind of life are you living? Will you sit around and watch a guy dress naked search for another guy who's probably 12? Get your life sorted out.
Sound advice.
Yeah. Yeah, dressed. I never noticed that. Dude, it's the car part. It's the part here that happens with all the fucking cars that fucking set my sights into orbit.
Whoa. The hell?
Fun, please.
Fun, please. Honk honk.
Whoa. Trying to get us rid of.
Eat dick.
Oh, no.
Did you seriously just get stuck?
Forcers, guns, crims.
And then he gave us a mission.
Get down.
Okay. So we've got to go find a new car.
I remember that, dude. I remember he's just like, I'm gonna get you. That's. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, I do want to watch the rest of this, but I'm gonna.
What did you do?
But my god. Oh lord. It's too fucking good. Oh, it's so good. My thumbs up is still on it, dude. One point, like, yeah. This is January. I think this is the video. I can't remember if I found you from this video, or if like someone else like introduced me to you at the time. I really can't remember. Oh yeah, here we go. 10 years ago. Thanks so much for making the montage song in the description. Oh, I had a video out of that one. I got a comment on this. What's the montage? I can't remember. It's gonna make for an interesting video on YouTube. Fry introducers? I don't really remember. Yeah, I think so too. Like that's what would have been back in pre-Discord days as well. So, in case you haven't seen since we last talked, I got a dog. Her name is Nora. And I have pictures of her on Instagram if you want to check her out. She do be a cute dog. She do be real cute. Alright. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to. I think I mentioned a couple of things about. Oh yeah, thanks. That was a fun. Actually, you know what? I'll talk a little bit. I'll give a brief story about the 10K. So probably about like 3 months ago I started running. Running also really helped, by the way. Like whenever I go for a run, I feel fucking amazing for the rest of the day. And ever since I started running as well, my appetite has shot through the roof because you just typically need to eat more carbs. And I just didn't eat a lot of carbs. In general, I always felt like crap when I ate them. Nowadays, I eat like way more carbs than I've ever done. I feel great, like genuinely. I like that was probably one of the other like major contributors that I like didn't mention. Was like me getting into running. Bunch of cardio in the morning, and I loved it. I went through. Oh, okay. Back into walking. Nice, dude. Nice. So what happened with the 10K was, so I occasionally used to go to, I haven't gone to these in quite a while, but I used to go to these like half-day meditation like seminars. They were actually put together by like this person who's like a monk, or like a Buddhist monk. Like she is Irish, but she like she did all the whatever is involved in becoming like a Buddhist monk, and now teaches like their like practices. But she's a lovely person, and she teaches all these really great like meditations and stuff. So I was at one of those meditation courses one time, and then I was driving home from it, and I stopped in to get a coffee at a coffee shop nearby here called Soma. And I bumped into my friend Luke, and I went over to say, "Hey Luke, how's it going?" Whatever, to shake his hand. He did not have a right hand anymore. We sat down. He told me the story of what happened. Basically, and this is a public story, by the way. He had a form of cancer, which is a rare form of cancer called clear cell sarcoma. And it had developed in his right wrist, and the only way to stop it was to amputate his hand. At the moment, from current checking, it's no traces of the cancer is left. And he was running the full marathon, which is the full 42 kilometers, to raise money for a cancer research center in England that is researching clear cell sarcoma. And I got kind of inspired by it, basically. I had already been running a little bit, but I was like, no, I'm doing this shit. And I didn't do any fundraising. I mostly did it a bit out of principle. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I was basically it actually might have been, and again, one of the things that kind of kicked me out of my hole a little bit. Seeing someone go through a struggle like that and still commit to something like that kind of put some of my struggles into perspective. But I'm forever grateful for that moment, because it gave me something to target while I was doing the running, which made the running even more fun. I was already kind of enjoying it, but I took it to another level, and I started going into more specifics about ways to make my recovery better. Having my pre-run foods, eating more before going, and then just eating more in general. And it was just a complete boon to my life, that moment. And so that's why I ran the 10K. I'm actually I've signed up to a half marathon in September. It's not one of the major ones. The Cork City is the biggest one here. But there are other ones, this one's called the Charleville half marathon. A half marathon is 22K. So I actually did my first run today. That I haven't done a run in 2 weeks. So I came back from Stromboli for a week, didn't do any running, then came back. I've been back a week now, and I didn't do any running up until today. And yeah, so that's what happened with that. I realized I didn't really touch on the Dr. K stuff that I mentioned a couple of times, but to be honest with you, if anyone's really interested, I would highly recommend, and I'm going to link the video here in a second. There it is. Watch this video. Whenever you get a time to watch that video. It's one of the most amazing interviews ever. And you learn a lot about things that I've been applying lately to not to enhance my life, but mostly just to put a lot of things into perspective. And so yeah. Thanks all for being here. If you didn't watch the full video that was recorded in January, don't worry, you're not obliged to watch it. For those who did watch it, well done. That's a tough kind of video to watch. when Metroid Prime 4 comes out next year, I fully plan on doing the same style of video I did with Dread, in which I'm just going to lock myself in a room for 4 days and just record myself playing it. Can't wait. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. I really want to just say I appreciate you guys for being here. It's great to just kind of shoot shit, you know. Hoping to do a bit more Monster Hunter streams. Hoping to just do a bit more streams in general, but they'll just be my own thing. So I'll try to put out a tweet every now and again to like say, hey, I'm hoping to go live, but yeah. Okay, now I will be hit up a stream. From the stream we did yesterday, my friend Dave had told me to send you guys to someone called Meowty. I'm gonna see if they're streaming this time. They are not. Okay. If anyone has a raid recommendation, let me know. Kind of looking through my follow list, and it's mostly just like really high-end people who I follow at the moment. So if you have a friend, Cucumber or Madrybread or Spencer, someone I can throw the stream at. Just big names on your end. How about I go into the Monster Hunter World category and just see who we have. Let's can you filter lowest views? Let's make a new friend. Let's make a friend, folks. Not many people online right now because time zones of people. Okay. I want at least someone like. Madrybread, have you played a Monster Hunter game before? Also, I'm like, if you have a shorter name that you like to go by that isn't Madrybread, do let me know. Madry. Okay, cool. Actually, let me language. I'm just gonna go English. I need to pick something fast. I just not like. I don't know how to explain it. May contain sexual themes. I don't understand why, but all right. I'm not seeing big titty got chick here. You know, if you're seeing this on YouTube, by the way, this is like, you know, like the intense conversation is I don't know, maybe intense is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. The in-depth shit's gone now. Getting loot, yeah. There's a guy here called Bearded Dragon 38. I don't even think they've got a mic on. Mass Play 2029. You know what? I'm just gonna throw you guys over to Oats and Goats. Good, I love Oats and Goats. Channels intended for mature audiences. That's a-okay. All right. All right. Thanks all. Throwing you over to Oats and Goats. He's playing a ROM hack at the moment. Or I think it's a ROM hack. So okay. Love you all. Appreciate you. Have a good night.